something like that. I think that would be cool. Not like the coaching side of it, but like the operations side and getting to do like free agency stuff. And I think that would be really
Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who's taken the league by storm, just pulled off a move so slick. It happened so fast. The referees didn't even realize what they'd witnessed, and then chaos. A gut-wrenching silence fell across the arena as Sophie Cunningham crashed violently to the hardwood. Her body contorted midair before slamming down with a sickening thud. Fans froze, broadcasters went silent. This wasn't just a WNBA game anymore. This was a war zone of heart, grit, and unthinkable moments. From edge-of-your-seat highlights to haunting injury scares, this game had everything, and today, we're going deep into the moment Caitlin Clark left even the referees stunned. The terrifying injury that left Sophie Cunningham gasping on the floor, and how the Indiana Fever transformed tragedy into triumph. They weren't just fighting a team, they were battling the storm. The Indiana Fever walked into this one knowing they'd be tested physically, emotionally, and mentally. The opponent came in hot, their defense suffocating, their intensity playoff caliber. But Caitlin Clark, she wasn't there to just play. She came to make a statement. Midway through the third quarter, down by 4, the pressure mounting like thunderclouds above, Clark took possession, shot clock ticking down, defense collapsing. The entire crowd leaning forward in anticipation, then boom, Clark detonated a behind the back, no-look crossover into a step-back 3 from the logo. It was so slick, so surgical, even the defender paused, and so did the ref. The shot artist spun perfectly and drilled the net with a sound that echoed like destiny. But wait, the contact was obvious. She got bumped on the release. No whistle, nothing. The referees glanced at each other in confusion. Play continued within seconds. The internet exploded. Millions watched that single clip slowed down, replayed, analyzed. Play of the year. Analysts cried. MVP fans roared from the stands. A rookie getting MVP chance. Let that sink in. But what made the moment electric wasn't just the shot, it was what happened after. Fever head coach Christy Sides erupted from the sideline, demanding a review. The refs, they stayed silent. Later, in the post-game press conference, one referee admitted Clark's move was so creative, so explosive, they simply lost track of the foul. Yes, Caitlin Clark didn't just break ankles, she broke the system. And that's when the real debate began. If Clark's highlights are so dazzling they blind even the officials, what precedent is the league setting? Sports talk shows ignited. Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt clash live on national TV, one defending the human error, the other demanding accountability. A foul is a foul, no matter how jaw-dropping the play is right, but beneath the noise. One thing became crystal clear. Caitlin Clark is forcing the WNBA to evolve. Not just in how it's played, but how it's judged.
Six, I don't even know what day it is, to be honest, but it's just everyone's in it for the right reason. Everyone's in it. You have great energy, you have great people, and at the end of the day, everyone's putting aside their agendas and doing what's best for the team. And let me tell you,
just as the game reached a fever pitch, tragedy struck. 2 minutes left, the Fever clinging to a fragile lead. Sophie Cunningham, diving with fearless abandon for a loose ball, collided midair with an opponent. Her landing, brutal, back and elbow first, slamming the hardwood. The arena froze. Time stood still. Caitlin Clark sprinted to her side, panic etched across her face. Alia Boston and Alyssa Smith followed. Sophie lay motionless. Seconds dragged like hours, then a wince. She grabbed her side in agony. Trainers flooded the court. Even opponents dropped to one knee, praying. This wasn't just pain, this was fear. Clark's expression said it all. This wasn't a teammate down, this was family. Eventually, Sophie was helped to her feet, barely able to put weight on her right side. She disappeared into the tunnel, clutching her ribs. Early reports feared a rib contusion, maybe worse. But what lingered wasn't just the injury, it was the void. Sophie isn't just a veteran. She's Clark's protector, her guide, her rock, since joining the Fever. Cunningham has thrown herself into every battle physically, emotionally, even. Verbally unafraid to stand up for her rookie Phenom. When she fell, the team felt it. Clark tightened her jaw, huddled the squad, and said the words that flipped a switch. Let's finish this for Sophie. And they did. What followed was a masterclass in focus and fury. The Fever clamped down offensively, moved the ball with precision, and with just 30 seconds left, Caitlin Clark buried a dagger 3 that put the game out of reach. When the buzzer sounded, Clark didn't celebrate. She pointed toward the tunnel. A silent message that was for you, Sophie. Post-game, Caitlin stood before the cameras, voice low, eyes heavy. That moment was hard, she admitted. Sophie's the heart of this team. We're not the same without her. Soon after, the Fever posted a video of Sophie in the locker room, wrapped in ice, flashing a brave smile and a thumbs up. I'm good, y'all, she said, just a little bruised, but we got the dub. The WNBA world reacted instantly. Sabrina Ionescu tweeted that Clark move was nasty. Russ got a wake up. Skylar Diggins-Smith shared Sophie's fall on her story, writing, hate to see that. Hope she's okay, Warrior. But this wasn't just about viral clips or sympathy posts. This was the moment the Indiana Fever proved their mettle. They're not just a team of rookies and highlights, they're resilient, gritty, united Clarks. Fire, Sophie's toughness, the team's unity, that's the real story. Coach Christy Sides summed it up. Losing Sophie shook us, but we didn't fold. Caitlin stepped up. That's the future right there, and she's right. Clark didn't just perform, she led. She inspired. She stayed poised when the lights were brightest and the emotions highest. That night, she didn't just put up numbers, she put the team on her back. And Sophie, she proved she's more than a role player. She's the emotional backbone, the enforcer, the glue. This is bigger than one win. This is a shift. The Fever are no longer just an upstart squad. They're a problem. A team no one wants to see in a must-win scenario. A squad. Forged in fire, bound by belief. And Caitlin Clark, she's not just living up to the hype. She's becoming the standard. So now we ask you, was that the play of the season? Should the refs have called that foul? And how worried should we be about Sophie Cunningham? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this breakdown hit you the way it hit us, like, subscribe, and stay tuned.